a young boy discovers a damaged robot in a junkyard, thinking he has found nothing more than a worthless piece of scrap. However, after fixing the machine, he soon realizes that it possesses incredible abilities. In the future, regular boxing has become unpopular because fans no longer consider it exciting or brutal enough. Human-controlled robots have replaced the fighters, battling one another in intense gladiator-style matches. Charlie Kenton, a former professional boxer, now travels around competing in robot fights, but victory rarely comes his way. After a rough night, Charlie wakes up inside his van with empty beer bottles scattered around him. His phone suddenly rings, and a man demands that he pay back the $30,000 he owes. Charlie mistakenly calls the man by the wrong name, revealing that he has debts with several different people. To avoid the situation, Charlie pretends the phone signal is failing before quickly hanging up. Not long after, a group of girls comes over to the van, excited to see Ambush, the robot Charlie claims is a famous fighter. One girl takes out her camera, hoping to get a picture, but Charlie tells her she must pay $5 first. The girls are disappointed when they see the badly damaged robot and decide that an old piece of metal isn't worth their money, so they leave. Later, while at the fair, Charlie meets his old friend Ricky, who runs the arena. Ricky offers him $3,000 if Ambush can beat one of his bulls. The animal weighs nearly 800 pounds, making it about twice as heavy as the robot. Rather than accepting the smaller amount, Charlie takes a bigger gamble and challenges Ricky to a $20,000 bet if Ambush manages to win. Ricky agrees, but warns Charlie that another defeat could make his growing debt problem even worse. When the fight begins, Charlie proudly introduces Ambush to the cheering crowd. The robot initially manages to dodge the bull's attacks without much difficulty, but Charlie gets carried away entertaining the spectators and fails to notice the angry animal rushing toward Ambush from behind. The bull crashes into the robot with enormous force, ripping one of its legs off. Charlie desperately asks Ricky to stop the fight, but Ricky is more interested in watching Ambush get destroyed. In the end, Ambush is left completely destroyed, becoming nothing more than a heap of metal that children quickly start stripping for souvenirs. Knowing he has no money to pay Ricky back, Charlie attempts to disappear before anyone can stop him. But two men soon chase after him, and Charlie punches one of them, thinking they have been sent to collect his debt. Instead, the men bring devastating news. Charlie's former wife has died, leaving their 11-year-old son, Max, without a parent. Charlie barely reacts to the news and soon goes to court, where he plans to give up his parental rights. His late wife's wealthy relatives are willing to adopt Max, giving Charlie a chance to make money by handing over custody of his son for $100,000. After collecting a $50,000 advance payment, Charlie agrees to keep Max with him for the summer, hoping to improve their relationship as father and son. With the cash in his hands, Charlie heads to the black market and purchases Noisy Boy, an advanced fighting robot controlled through voice commands. He then returns to the gym where he lives with Bailey Towlett, the daughter of his former trainer. Bailey is furious when she learns Charlie spent so much money on another robot, especially since he still owes her rent. Charlie tries to win her over with his charm, but Bailey reminds him that she needs the money to pay her own bills. Just then, Max shows up with his relatives. Surprisingly, the boy isn't angry because Charlie gave up custody of him. Instead, he's disappointed that his father didn't share any of the money. Charlie tells him that every dollar went toward buying the new robot, and says Max can leave if he isn't happy with the arrangement. However, Max decides to stay because he wants to watch Noisy Boy being unpacked. A robot dressed in impressive samurai-style armor finally emerges, immediately catching everyone's attention. Charlie decides to test its voice command system and gives it several battle instructions, but Noisy Boy remains completely motionless. Convinced he's been cheated, Charlie becomes furious and even blames Bailey for failing to inspect the robot before the purchase. Max, however, realizes something the adults missed. He gives the commands in Japanese, the robot's original language, and Noisy Boy immediately responds. Bailey understands the problem isn't the robot itself, but its voice control settings, which simply need to be changed. After a quick test, Charlie puts Noisy Boy inside his van and prepares to travel to another competition. Max secretly takes the vehicle keys and tells his father he either takes him along or gets left without his car. With no other option, Charlie reluctantly agrees. The two eventually arrive at an underground fighting club packed with different fighting robots. Charlie believes Noisy Boy is powerful enough to finally turn his luck around, so he asks the organizer, Finn, to enter the robot into the main event. Max tries to stop his overconfident father, suggesting they begin with a smaller warm-up fight since Noisy Boy has never actually been tested in real combat. Charlie ignores his son's warning and puts Noisy Boy against the club's reigning star, Midas. At the beginning, Noisy Boy lands several heavy punches, causing the crowd to erupt with excitement. The samurai robot continues controlling the fight, and Charlie becomes convinced he's about to make easy money. But his confidence makes him careless. Charlie fails to anticipate one of Midas's attacks, letting his opponent gain the advantage. Desperately trying to control Noisy Boy, Charlie shouts different commands one after another, choosing the ones that sound impressive rather than the ones that are actually useful. Midas's controller understands his machine far better, and the robot quickly overwhelms Noisy Boy. In a devastating finish, Midas knocks the samurai robot down and destroys its head. After the embarrassing defeat, only Noisy Boy's voice control system still works. Max angrily points out that his father entered a champion-level fight without even learning Noisy Boy's basic commands. Charlie refuses to accept responsibility and tells his son to keep quiet if he wants somewhere warm to sleep instead of being forced onto the streets. On their journey home, Charlie stops at a junkyard so they can search for useful parts to build another robot. While collecting pieces, Charlie explains to Max how robot boxing developed and eventually replaced human fighters inside the ring. While listening to his father, Max accidentally gets too close to a cliff and falls over the edge. He manages to grab onto the hand of an old robot, which stops him from falling further. Charlie climbs down to reach his son and pulls him back to safety, holding the frightened boy tightly for a moment. Max soon pulls away and looks at the robot whose hand saved him. To his amazement, he discovers an old robot body buried beneath the dirt. He asks Charlie to bring the cart so they can take it home, but Charlie returns to his selfish behavior and refuses to help. Determined not to leave the discovery behind, Max drags the heavy robot up the steep hill by himself until dawn. Eventually, he manages to get it back to their van. When they return to the gym, Bailey is horrified to see the destroyed remains of Noisy Boy. She becomes frustrated with Charlie and warns him to stop chasing an impossible dream of becoming a champion before he loses everything he still has in his real life. Charlie convinces Bailey to give him one final chance and examine the robot Max discovered. She identifies it as an outdated model that wasn't designed for actual combat. Instead, it was built as a sparring robot. It has no offensive abilities, but it's extremely good at absorbing attacks. Unexpectedly, the old machine powers on. Bailey then discovers it possesses a rare feature known as shadow mode, which allows it to copy the movements of a human fighter almost perfectly. Max cleans the dirt from the machine and discovers its name, Adam. The boy suggests entering Adam into illegal robot matches so they can earn some money. Later that night, while everyone is asleep, Max sneaks into the gym and activates Adam. The two head outside for a late-night walk, giving Max the chance to learn how to operate his very first robot. The next morning, Max asks Bailey what his father was like before robots took over boxing. Bailey happily tells him about Charlie's days as a professional boxer, explaining he was the type of fighter who never stopped fighting and refused to surrender, even against powerful opponents. When robots became the new stars of boxing, Charlie's skills were no longer valuable, keeping him from ever becoming a champion. Their conversation is interrupted when Charlie announces that he and Max are heading to Atlanta to find someone willing to invest in their new robot. After arriving, Charlie tells Max to stay in the building's lobby while he searches for Finn. While waiting, Max encounters Tak Mashido, the brilliant creator of Zeus, the undefeated robot champion. Tak confidently tells reporters that Zeus will destroy anyone brave enough to challenge him. Meanwhile, Charlie approaches Finn and asks him for a loan based on their old friendship. Finn refuses to put his money behind Charlie once again. Angry and frustrated, Charlie allows Max to enter Adam into a fight at the zoo, hoping the boy will lose and finally stop bothering him. The following morning, Charlie wakes up to Max's voice. The boy has already been training with Adam since early morning. He's cleaned the robot and programmed its movements himself using the shadow mode feature. Charlie is impressed by his son's determination and secretly realizes Max may have inherited that stubborn fighting spirit from him. When they arrive at the fight location, Max negotiates with the organizer. He agrees that if Adam can survive one full round, Max will receive $1,000. But if Adam fails to survive, the organizer gets to keep the robot. The match begins, and Max takes control of Adam. Rather than attacking, the robot focuses on defending itself and continues absorbing the opponent's punches. Charlie tells Max to keep moving and use Adam's speed to avoid direct attacks. However, the opponent manages to grab Adam and delivers a powerful strike to his head, sending the robot crashing to the ground. The countdown starts as the round approaches its end, leaving Adam only 30 seconds to rise from the ground. Max commands him to stand, and the robot immediately follows the order. Since Adam gets back on his feet before the timer expires, Max automatically earns the $1,000 prize. The fight leader isn't satisfied with the result and makes another offer, promising to double the reward if Adam can survive another round. This time, Charlie is the one trying to convince Max to walk away from the dangerous challenge, but the boy refuses to back down. The second round begins, and Adam suddenly leaps toward his opponent and lands a devastating strike. The impact overloads the other robot's system, causing it to shut down completely. Max wins the match and happily collects his money while the excited crowd celebrates. The following day, Max continues working with Adam, teaching him additional commands and practicing his movements. When the training becomes boring, Max starts dancing in front of the robot, and Adam perfectly imitates every movement. Charlie walks in, and Max proudly explains that he transferred Noisy Boy's voice control system into Adam, meaning they no longer need the traditional control panel. Max then asks his father to teach Adam Charlie's boxing technique using the shadow mode system. Charlie isn't convinced at first and suggests making the dance Adam's special trademark instead. Max agrees, but only if Charlie promises to teach the robot how to fight. From that moment, the two begin working together seriously. Charlie trains Adam from morning until night, teaching him different boxing techniques, while Max starts every match with his signature dance. The unusual robot keeps winning fight after fight, and as their victories pile up, the relationship between father and son grows stronger. After making money from smaller fights in different towns, Charlie sends some of the earnings to Bailey, including extra money to cover the debt he owes her. Adam's dancing quickly becomes one of his biggest attractions, winning over the spectators and even catching the attention of the news. Because of Adam's growing popularity, Charlie and Max receive an invitation to compete in the Real Steel Champions League tournament. While Max prepares Adam for the event, Charlie reminds him to stay focused and leave his emotions outside the main ring. Soon, a manager enters their workshop and invites them to meet Farah Lemkova, the wealthy owner of Zeus. She needs a robot capable of sparring with her champion and offers Charlie $200,000 for Adam. However, the offer will only remain available until Adam's first-round match against Twin Cities. Charlie immediately accepts the huge offer, but Max strongly objects and storms out. Charlie follows him and tries to convince him that selling Adam is the smartest decision. Max, however, asks his father to consider why Lemkova would be willing to spend so much money on an old robot. Max believes Adam is different from every other machine and refuses to sell his metal companion. The crowd erupts as the massive two-headed robot Twin Cities enters the arena. Max brings Adam into the ring while performing his trademark battle dance. The fight begins, and Twin Cities immediately overwhelms Adam with a series of brutal attacks, leaving him almost no opportunity to counter. Charlie carefully watches the opponent and eventually spots something unusual. Twin Cities' right shoulder moves slightly before every punch. Taking advantage of this weakness, Adam ducks beneath the robot's arm and starts hammering its body with powerful punches. After repeatedly attacking the weakened right side, Adam finishes the fight with a kick to the opponent's head, knocking Twin Cities out. The audience explodes with excitement and applause. Bailey, who has been following the fight, celebrates the victory from the crowd. Max rushes into the ring, grabs the referee's microphone, and makes a public challenge to Zeus, Farah Lemkova's undefeated champion. Afterward, he and Charlie collect their winnings and head back toward their van. But Ricky is waiting for them. He orders several thugs to attack Charlie and recover the money he believes Charlie owes him. The men beat Charlie and take all the cash they've earned. Fearing for Max's safety, Charlie decides to return him to his legal guardians. With tears in his eyes, Max begs his father to let him stay, but Charlie believes continuing their dangerous lifestyle is no longer worth the risk. Heartbroken, Max goes to pack his belongings. Charlie also refuses to accept the remaining payment from the custody agreement. He tells Max to return to his relatives because he doesn't believe he deserves to be his father. Before leaving, Max gives Charlie one final message. He wants his father to fight for him. During the journey home, Charlie keeps thinking about all the time he spent with Max and everything that happened between them. Bailey convinces Charlie not to give up on his son. She reminds him there's still time to repair their relationship and make up for the mistakes he made in the past. After they kiss, Charlie goes to find Max. He admits he regrets being absent from his son's life for so many years. He asks Max for another opportunity and promises that this time he'll fight to keep him. Charlie then steps aside, revealing Adam standing behind him. He tells Max that Zeus has accepted their challenge and asks his aunt to allow Max to attend the tournament. At the Champions League event, the organizers announced that Takmashido has described Adam's previous victory over Twin Cities as an insult to Zeus and his team. The humiliation creates a major public relations problem for the Zeus camp, forcing them to accept the challenge. Charlie, Max, and Adam arrive at the tournament. The arena erupts when Zeus makes a spectacular entrance, leaping dramatically into the ring as the audience roars. Adam's entrance is much simpler, but the moment the fight begins, Zeus immediately knocks him down with a single punch. Everyone expects the champion to finish the fight quickly. Adam manages to stand again, only to be hit by another powerful combination and sent crashing down once more. After the third knockdown, Adam gets back up, and Zeus drives him toward the corner. Charlie finally gathers his courage and commands Adam to attack before quickly moving him away from the champion. To everyone's surprise, Adam begins taking control. The old robot repeatedly lands punches on Zeus, refusing to back down despite the enormous difference between them. Against all expectations, Adam remains standing when the first round ends. The battle continues, and Adam somehow survives both the second and third rounds. By the fourth round, Zeus unleashes his full strength and begins causing severe damage to Adam. The robot manages to survive until the end of the round, though his chances of winning now appear almost non-existent. Max urges Charlie to control Adam through the shadow mode feature. The boy also notices that Lemkova and Mashido are becoming increasingly nervous, as if they're beginning to fear what Adam might still be capable of, even though the robot can no longer hear his voice. The fifth and final round begins. Charlie initially orders Adam to defend himself and conserve his energy while Zeus slowly wears himself out. Max grows increasingly frightened that Zeus will eventually destroy Adam and begs his father to let the robot attack. Charlie tells him the right moment hasn't arrived yet. After waiting for Zeus to lose enough energy, Charlie finally orders Adam forward. The robot unleashes a powerful combination of punches, forcing the real steel champion backward. Zeus begins to struggle, and Takmashido personally takes over the robot's controls in an attempt to regain control of the fight. Despite this, Charlie commands Adam to continue. Adam lands a devastating uppercut directly to Zeus's head, sending the champion crashing down. Zeus manages to rise again. But Charlie immediately orders another attack, letting Adam unleash everything he's learned from Charlie's fighting style. Zeus avoids a complete defeat when the gong sounds, signaling the end of the fight. The crowd erupts, cheering and chanting Adam's name. Bailey runs into the ring and kisses Charlie. Despite Adam's incredible performance, Zeus wins by points and remains the reigning champion of the Real Steel tournament. However, the result is still a devastating blow for Farah Lemkova's company. Adam is named the People's Champion, which makes Max completely satisfied. The boy jumps into his father's arms, and Charlie silently shows how proud he is of his son and how much he loves him. Together with Adam, they walk to the center of the ring to celebrate their newfound fame and recognition.